Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. We have been speaking on the sixfold inner wealth, Shada Sampatti. They fall, or rather, they make the part of the four qualities with which a sadhaka, a follower of Vedanta, lifts his mind to the level where he can reach the goal, with which he is enabled, endowed to reach the goal. First we spoke about Sama. What is Sama? The question posted by the student to the master is, what is Sama? Mind control, restraining of mind, holding of the mind, checking the mind, directing, guiding, and to guide so that one can use the mind with alertness is Sama. Dhamma, sense control. We've gone through the 10 senses, 5 senses which are for perception and 5 action. Sense control fortifies mind control. It controls what enters into the mind. That is what is Dhamma. Meaning, taking or allowing inside. Just what, as we take food, how we control our food. We don't eat discriminately. We eat exactly what is conducive for us. In the same way, mind also eats. What does mind eat? Mind's food is the entire world's information, which goes inside from the sense perception. What food you take determines the future of your health. If you intake garbage, your health will also show those signs on your body. In the same way, what you allow in through your senses will determine what kind of thoughts, words and actions you entertain. Last session, if you remember, we had given an example about Natya Shastra, and I said it is a close relationship over here to understand Dhamma. What it said, where the hand goes, the eyes goes. Where the eyes are, the mind is. And where the mind is, that creates a feeling, a bhavana in us. So therefore, where the organs of action go, here they are talking only about the hand, but it is not actually about the hand. It is about the 10 sense organs. So where the organs of action go, there finally the mind remains. Therefore we say, as your mind, so your words, so your thoughts. And what does the mind get? How does the mind get those thoughts? 2 ways, as we said. One, an external impulse. A impulse that comes from outside. Outside means what? The senses give us. And the second is the internal impulse, the deep-rooted desires that we have. Therefore, the deep-rooted desires, when they erupt, we can't control them. But these external factors which can affect us, they can be controlled. However, effort is needed for both Sama and Dhamma, mind control as well as sense control. Therefore, first comes the bhavana, meaning, when your actions are controlled, a feeling rises. That feeling is followed by upasana or Uparama. So first bhavana, feelings, then Uparama. Therefore, the next step was Uparama. An effortless perfection of Sama and Dhamma is called Uparama. While, remember, Sama and Dhamma is effortful. Uparama is effortless. Mind remains withdrawn. Withdrawn from what? From the external disturbances. No object can catch the attention of the mind in such a way that nothing else is seen. As we call it in Sanskrit, stabda, stunned. Like that animal who's running in the night and the hunter has a flashlight, and as soon as it sees the animal, it turns the flashlight on, and as soon as the flashlight is hit, it hits the eye of the animal stays stunned. The animal cannot move because its mind is completely engrossed and attached to that light, and at that time the hunter shoots the animal down. The world catches our attention in that way. The person whose mind remains detached from the world so that his mind is not caught, that person has Uparama. Both the mind and senses are withdrawn. Such a culmination of mind and sense is called Uparama. Mind and senses, both are withdrawn naturally. That culmination is Uparama. Now, why to withdraw the mind and senses? To do what? Yeah, we have withdrawn the mind. We have withdrawn the senses. To do what? Shall we now use this controlled mind to go and gain some supernatural powers? Or to use them to destroy our enemies? Or for that matter, to create some things which can destroy the whole world? No such thing is intended by us, by Vedanta, by Shastra. So why we are controlling our mind? Our feelings are only positive. We have a goal to achieve, remember? Why are we studying Vedanta? To know that truth, which in Vedanta it is called as Brahman. In Vedanta it is also called as Isvara. Isvara normally is known as God. To reach that truth, which Vedanta calls as Brahman, and generally we call him as God, is our intention. Therefore, we are taking our attention away from the world of distraction and getting the mind focused. Why? To reach our goal. We use this well-controlled mind and sense only for this noble goal. Never forget that. But we live in this world and there are duties enjoined to us. We cannot not perform anything. We withdraw our mind and just sit like a stool, like a chair, like a table. We can't. We are human beings. We are gregarious in nature. Therefore, perform all your duties to the best of your ability, but don't get carried away with them. A year or two before, the Olympics were played, and one of our brilliant sports personalities, a girl, actually lost everything. I mean, she couldn't even reach the final podium. When she came back to India, our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, he met these group of people. And when he came across this young girl, she cried out so badly. She felt so horrible about it that she was crying and crying and crying. At that time, our Shri Narendra Modi ji, our Prime Minister, used some beautiful words. I will read that to you all. He said, "Don't allow victories to go to your head, and never let losses go to your heart. Play or perform your duties to the best of your ability and leave the results to him." This is Uparama. Not that don't do anything. Whatever field you're in, do the best. But don't get attached to that victory only, and neither to the losses. That is Uparama. Today's topic, Titiksha. It is something which we must understand greatly, because Titiksha means enduring heat and cold, pleasure and pain, our gains and losses, our mana and apamana, meaning when somebody honors us or somebody gives us two bad words. At this time also, you should have a mind which is having equilibrium, enduring this. These are called the pairs of opposites. The world gives us a continuous stream of experiences. At the physical level, heat and cold. At the emotional level, joy and sorrow. And at the intellectual level, praise and censures. That may be conducive or non-conducive. More often non-conducive. When confronted with non-conducive situations, we normally complain or blame something, somebody or others. Some curse the Lord, some curse the government, some curse the society or family, or one's own destiny. What can I do? My destiny is that way. Many get dejected and depressed or upset. Some revolt, get angry and fight back. However, one may react in whichever way. One has to go through the situation. There is no choice in that. You have to go through it. You have to endure it. The only choice lies in the attitude with which we go through it. The choice is there over there. To be able to bear non-conducive situations without reacting, complaining or blaming, but with cheerful acceptance, is called Titiksha. A tall thing to ask, isn't it? A small little mosquito, when it bites us, we react so violently. But think, is it required to react that violently? There was this great saint in India, and like always, if there are saints, there are people who will abuse the saint. Every day when the saint would walk through the path, there was this person who would abuse him, would call him names. One day the saint said, "My dear friend, you keep telling me about me of everything that I know. Why don't you tell me something different, which I am unaware of?" See the attitude. See the way the mind works. He did not turn towards that man who was abusing him every day and curse him. But he said, "Why don't you tell me something new about me?" There's a small incident which happened to my immediate acharya, my master, my immediate teacher, who taught us the Vedanta. We studied Vedanta through him. He was taking a course, Vedanta course, in south of India, in an old age home. Chinmaya Mission has variety kind of institutes. One of them is an old age home, and there he was conducting a Vedanta course. And while the course was going on, suddenly one day there was a huge noise, terrific noise. We understand loud noise of people shouting and talking, but we also understand when people are fighting. So it was naturally people fighting. Now this was not only an old age home, it was old age home for the ladies. So they were old ladies fighting. The class got over, the evening came, the dinner, everybody came together, had dinner, everyone went to their rooms. But Swamiji, my Acharya, he had a feeling in his heart, let me go and inquire with the old ladies, what was the problem? So very gently he went to the lady who was fighting. So there were in all 3 ladies. 2 ladies who were sisters, they were together, and there was this other lady whom they were fighting with against. He went to this lady who were the sisters. The reason for him to go there to her house was very unique. Now what happened was, the argument was going at a very high pitch, and it had reached to almost the climax, where these 2 ladies were actually winning the argument because they were saying the correct thing. And suddenly, at that point where they were about to say the last thing, the 2 ladies, they just suddenly went quiet. One of them absolutely went quiet, and she said to the other person whom she was fighting, okay, Hari Om. And they went away. Now Swamiji got very curious. What happened? The argument was just, and they were about to win the argument. But what happened suddenly? That they went away. He went and asked her, Mother, what was it? Why did you suddenly keep quiet? She said to Swamiji, and Swamiji narrated this story to us in the course that we were studying. He said, what she told me I can never forget. She said, Swamiji, at the point where I was going to tell her everything that was my mind had to tell her in that anger, suddenly the knowledge dawned in me. I remembered Titiksha. I told to myself, oh, this lady who is fighting with me for no reason, it is just my destiny. Destiny is called Prarabdha, which I'll explain to you all in a moment. And the more the destiny comes to me, and I just endure it, all my prarabdha becomes less, my karmas become less. So actually she is helping me. I am thankful to her. This thought came to me, and quietly I controlled my mind and anger, and I went away. This is called Titiksha. We have all heard about the karma philosophy. We are not going to speak about it here. In the text later, there is going to be an entire chapter on this karma philosophy. But I'll just give you an idea about it. It is not just the action that we speak about. It is twofold. Karmas are in twofold. One is that what comes to you or what you meet in life is called prarabdha karma. That karma which we call as destiny. It is always self-willed. Destiny is self-willed. Yes, but the detail I'll tell you later. Second aspect, what you do with what comes to you or what you meet in life is called purushartha karma, self-effort. What comes to you, destiny. What you do with that destiny is your purushartha, your self-effort. What is our habit? The habit of complaining and brooding over non-conducive situation makes it difficult to bear troubles or non-conducive situation in life. When something goes wrong, we do not keep quiet. For example, so beautifully it has been given that our lives are punctuated with commas in life. For example, what we say, oh, it is so hot. It is so hot. It is more hotter than last year and it is so difficult to live. My God, how can we work like this? What did we do? We didn't say, oh, it is hot. We continued brooding over it. Can you or me do anything about heat? It is nature. It is too much of rain. It is too much of cold. It is too much of sun. It is too much of dark. It is too much. We are constantly going on brooding over our problems. When we brood on our problems and not take it as it is, it becomes like a mountain. Our thoughts don't stop. Therefore, not just endure, but endure with cheerful acceptance is Titiksha. So, it is hot. Continue. Let's do what it is to be done. If you feel very hot, take a bath. If you feel very cold, wear something warm. And continue your Uparama, your duty. Not allowing every passing thought and situation to affect your mind is Titiksha, forbearance. Forbearance sounds very difficult, but cheerfully accepting the situation sounds a little easy, and it is easier on the heart. Remembering your real purpose and not letting go on the non-essentials. Not your mind should not be on the non-essentials. There is something that you have to do, which is called duty, essentials in life. And there is something called as a periphery. Don't focus on the periphery. Focus on the essentials in life, not the non-essentials. This is Titiksha. What is the nature of Shraddha? The next topic. Shraddha. Shraddha, we are not saying what is Shraddha. The question is, what is the nature of Shraddha? We have spoken about Shraddha before. In the first session, second session, Shraddha means faith. But here in Tattva Bodh, Shastra is very specifically telling us what is Shraddha. Here it says Shraddha, faith in the three. The Guru, the Vedanta Vakya, scriptures, and Isvara. I explained to you about Isvara, God. First on Guru, faith, then on the Vedanta Vakya, and then on Isvara, God. Sir, we would have to take a break here, you would say. Why? Our whole intention of studying this study was to know the truth. Then why are we trying to have these communication, this dialogue of Guru and Shastra and God? To understand what truth is. We think truth is XYZ. But what truth is has to be understood. What we see as truth, if that was the only truth, then you would have your truth, I would have my truth, X would have his truth, and Y would have his truth. And don't you think if we all stand with our own truths, we will all clash? Because my truth is against then your truth. Don't you think this is what is happening in the world? Don't you feel that if we, instead of holding on to our own truths, that what I feel is right, what I know is right, we try to understand the point of view of the other, then it would be much better to understand and live this life as a better place. This is why we need to understand the point of view of Tattva Bodha, which is guiding us towards the truth, that what it thinks and says about faith. Faith is that without which we cannot live a single day. We use faith on daily basis. When we go to sleep, we have this faith. Oh, tomorrow morning I'm going to see the sun. Isn't it? Does anybody say that, oh, I don't know if tomorrow sun is going to come? When we sleep, we have this 100% confidence, this faith in us that tomorrow I'll wake up. Is there anybody who sleeps and says, oh, maybe I'll not wake up tomorrow morning? Faith. We have the faith. When I need my memory, it will not fail me. We have this faith. We have the trust in the barber to whom we go to shave our rough edges. We are sure that he's not going to take that razor and cut our throat. Faith is not about the other person. It is about your own self. It is your own trust. It is our own trust, faith in him, her, or it. That is faith. The other person is not telling you to have faith. The barber didn't tell me, you have faith on me. No, we have faith on him. Only when we have faith that we learn something. If we doubt, from the beginning, we shall never learn anything. Belief and your belief may change from morning to evening. I believe this. That may change. It may change from year to year. It may change from decade to decade. Beliefs change. But when your beliefs are backed by intellectual inquiry, that beliefs is not called any belief. It is called faith. Because when that intellectual inquiry is there, you have a personal experience, and that personal experience becomes faith. Our beliefs may change, but not faith. However, here Shraddha is defined as faith in the words of Guru and Vedanta. Now, what does the Guru teach us? What is he teaching us? He's teaching us the Shastra only, Vedanta. So why do we need this Guru? We have the books. We have internet. We can directly go and read and understand. Why do we need Guru? As simple as that. Yes, it is possible. The example given here is so beautiful. We are surrounded 70% of water, of the sea. When we feel thirsty, why don't we go to the sea and drink that water? Because it is salty. We can't drink salty water. But the same water, when with the heat, is collected in the clouds and with the wind, when the clouds shower that water, that is called pure form of water. Where does the water come from? It has come from the sea. But could you drink the sea water directly? No. What did these clouds do? They filtered the water, took the saline away, and it gave you pure water. In the same way, if we try to dive into the sea of Shastra, it is so vast, it is filled with information that we will definitely lose our way. We cannot drink Shastra straight away. Therefore, in Shastra itself, in Rig Veda itself, it is mentioned that Shrutim Patha Gurun Mukha, meaning you should study the Shastra under the tutelage of a Guru, so that she can give you it in the purest form, in the form that you can accept it, palatable to you. Therefore, the Mahima, the greatness of our Guru is considered so high. If Guru were not there, we wouldn't have been able to even utter these words. The first Guru in our life is Mother. She teaches us everything that we know. Without a teacher, nobody can sustain. And therefore, Guru's importance is given to have faith in Guru, that he has studied under his master. He is a realized master. He knows the Shastra. And he is not there to cheat me. In fact, his compassion is, why would a realized master waste his energy and time in people like us? Out of compassion, out of love for the fellow human. So, having faith in the Guru becomes one, very important. Second is the Shastra. When I know something, I don't need to study about it, do I? I don't need. But if I want to know something, which I have a burning desire inside that I need to understand this, I have to go to that field. In that field, those texts which guide us, I have to have faith that at this moment I don't understand so much about what it is said. But I am sure as I go through the journey, I will understand and it will reveal itself to me. Yes, knowledge reveals itself to us. No one can grab knowledge. Knowledge is not a thing that you can go and grab. How much ever wealth you may have, can you go and purchase knowledge? You may purchase all the books in the world, But can you purchase knowledge? Nay, never. Finally, why should we have any faith on God? Okay, I understand Guru because he is going to guide us. He is so compassionate. I understand the knowledge because without knowledge I cannot understand what I want to understand. But where does this God come in the picture? Why should we have? Can't we just have it out without God? You wanted to know the truth, right? The truth behind everything else has to be something which is positive. It cannot be something negative. We have studied this, and great scientists have been trying to find out the beginning of this universe. So they have reached to a point where they say everything has emerged of something called as the black hole, right? Isn't it? It has come out of something. They say we don't know what is beyond it, into it or beyond it. But we know it has come out of this. It's a positive thing. No scientist or a thinking person will say everything has come out of nothing. Or, oh, it is just a chance that it happened. No logical or a scientific person will accept this argument. Therefore, the truth, you may call him God, you may call him Brahman, you may call him with anything, him or her or it. But reaching that truth, knowing that it is, and I have to reach there, is a positive way of looking at things. Therefore, having faith that I will reach that Isvara, that God, I will know that God, is very required. This is called Shraddha. This is called faith. And Shraddha means something which you have innate. If I know something, I don't need Shraddha. Do I need to have Shraddha that I have a nose? I don't need Shraddha to know that I have nose. I need Shraddha to know something that I don't know. But people mix it and they call it, oh, that means blind faith. No, it is not blind faith. It is something which you know innately, but you have to just prove it and then experience it. That is Shraddha. That's why in the beginning itself it was told that it is a scientific way of understanding. You have to have a goal in your mind clearly. This is where I want to reach. And then you can start the journey. Finally, after Shraddha, we come to the sixth aspect of the sixfold. I know I am taking extra time, but it is necessary. I hope you'll forgive me and you'll don't mind. Samadhana. Single-pointed attention. It is called Ekagrata. It is literally how the world, universe works together. In English, it is called single-pointed thoughts. And in Sanskrit, it is called Ekagrata. It literally means the same. Focused mind. Focused mind on what? On the goal. The goal and nothing else is Samadhana. For example, our Guruji has given it so beautifully. He has put this whole thing into an analogy. Let me read it out to you. He says it in this way. Imagine if we wish to travel to Mumbai. Mumbai being the destination, Moksha, self-realization, liberation. What do? We approach a travel agent. In this context, the Guru. To work out the best mode of transport. Transport, sadhan chatushtaya, all the sadhanas that we are studying, the means to reach the goal. And then book our tickets, board the vehicle on time and reach the destination. We control other expenses. We control our sense organs in the mind. Why do we control our expenses? So that we can afford the ticket. We also do other things. What do we do? Cancelling the day program, hitting our original travel plan. What do? We do not clash our program with other things, because our goal is clear. We want to reach to Moksha, to Mumbai. So we cannot have other things. What is this? This is Ekagrata, concentrated mind. And then we have faith, we have Shraddha. In what? In the travel agent, that he is not going to fool us. He is not giving us a wrong ticket. And also on the vehicle, that this transport is going to take me to the destination. And also, you are ready to bear the hardships of the traveling. Titiksha. Now, so that to reach the goal, the destination, Mumbai or Moksha or self-realization. This is the analogy that Guruji has made it so beautifully. Simple words. We understand traveling. We understand goals, destination. We understand a travel agent. In the same way, we understand the means. We understand how we have to keep our calendar clear on the particular day to travel. We understand that travel means troubles. Troubles will be there, but you have to bear it. Why? Your goal is to reach there. Titiksha. In this way, all the six Guruji has brought together, right? Beginning to here. Therefore, Samadhana is that where your mind is not diverted. It is focused. It is clear. This is the culmination, or we have explained to you all, the sixfold aspects, or the wealth as we call it. Having this six wealth, it enables us to move into the direction which we are trying to reach. Without this, it is difficult, nay, it is impossible to know the truth. The four aspects that we had started with, that the four aspects all sadhaka should have: Viveka, Vairagya. Today we have concluded the six wealth. Now what is left? What is left? Mumukshutvam. We all began saying, Mumukshutvam we have. We want to know the truth. Mumukshutvam we have. Now, in the next session, which is a very important session, we are going to understand what Mumukshutvam is. Finally, after that session will be our last session for this entire study that we've had, 12, 13, 14 sessions that we are going to have. Then we are going to understand a little bit of how this should be applied practically so that we can follow the path in the last session. So I hope that you all are looking forward to understanding this last session, not the next session, the session after that. But the next session is going to be about Mumukshutvam. Let us thank Bhagwan. Let us thank our Guru. And let us thank our parents who have made us, who have given us this ability to reach here to speak about this. Kindly join me for Om Smaran, followed by Shanti Path. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.